I mean, generally, our opinion, I mean, when I say our, I'm not putting myself with the ulama, trust me. I mean, our opinion for people of Ahl Sunnah and Jama'ah, and the dominant configuration of that, because there are minority opinions within the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, but the dominant opinion, the opinion that I was taught, the opinion of my teachers, is that, tawassul is permitted, to ask the Prophet ﷺ for intercession is permitted, things like that. That's what I was taught, and that's what I believe, and that's I think that is the strongest opinion. Tawassulu bijahi fa inna jahi 'inda Allahi 'azim. It's a weak hadith, but it's related. I mean, it's not fabricated hadith. And the hadith of Uthman ibn Hunayf is the strongest one, because that's a sahih hadith without any debate. And Ibn Taymiyyah's interpretation of it goes against all the other ulama. So with all due respect to Ibn Taymiyyah, the ulama just rejected that rejection of that hadith. So the hadith of Uthman ibn Hunayf is a sound hadith, and the Prophet taught him how to make the dua, tashri'an. He could have made the shafa'ah right there, because he asked him to intercede for me. But he told him, go do wudu. When you finish your wudu, pray the rakats, and then pray this prayer. Allahumma inni as'aluka bi nabiyyika Muhammad. I ask you through your Prophet Muhammad. And then he said, say, Ya Muhammad. I mean, he said to say that in his dua, Ya Muhammad, inni atashafa'u ilayka. Abika ila Rabbi, I'm asking your shafa'ah, your intercession to my Lord. Allahumma shafi'u fiyya wa shafi'ni fi nafsi. Oh Allah, make him my intercessor with you, and make me an intercessor also. In other words, make me worthy of interceding for others. And that dua is sound dua. It's pretty clear.
So both opinions
Well, it's a weak opinion, the other opinion. That's a 7th century innovation. Before the 7th century, nobody said that. But to intercede with the Prophet's not acceptable. That's a 7th century opinion. Before that, none of the Salaf said that. None of them. Nobody can find any word. And to ask them to prove that, show some opinion before Ibn Taymiyyah that counters that. There's none. And that's the opinion of Imam al-Bayhaqi, all these great ulama. I mean, they all have it in their books. And so it's just very strange, but it's become a dominant opinion because of the books and all the money that has enabled the madhab to spread like that. But it's not the dominant opinion of the scholars of Islam by any standard. So it's a khilaf. They don't accept our khilaf, we accept their khilaf. What can I say? If you don't want to do it, that's fine. It's jaiz, it's not wajib. It's just permissive. When I asked Murabt al-Hajj, my own teacher, about it, he said jaiz. You want to do it? Fine. You don't want to do it? Fine. Just don't tell people you can't do it. If they want to do it, don't tell people you can't do it, because you don't have any proof. And the proofs that they use have been refuted very profoundly by the scholars. I mean, it's not وَمَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفَى, saying that they used to call on stones, and those stones, they did it to draw near to Allah. And then they said, نَعْبُدُهُمْ. Who worships the Prophet? I don't worship the Prophet. And to say that, well, you're asking him to ask God. Well, I ask Sidi Abdul Hadi to ask God. Abdul Hadi, make dua for me, please. Jazakallah khairan. He just made dua. What, is that shirk? So you say, well, the Prophet's dead. Not in my belief. That's your belief, that's fine. In my belief, he's hayyun fi qabrihi. In my belief, if I say Assalamu alaikum in the Sahih Hadith, an angel tells him, Hamza Yusuf just said Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah, and he says to me, Hamza Yusuf, wa alaikum assalam. What is wa alaikum assalam if it's not dua? It's a dua, peace be upon you. So we know the Prophet makes dua for us. So if I want to ask him to make dua for me, that's fine. Don't tell me it's shirk. I don't worship the Prophet. I can take penicillin. I don't have to just sit and die of some infectious disease because it's shirk, brother. God's the Shafi. Just go straight to God. Why are you going to the penicillin? Because God put means in the world to get his blessing. Healing's a blessing. But if he made penicillin a means to that blessing, so be it. And if he made the Prophet ﷺ a means to that blessing, alhamdulillah. Yeah, but those are actions. Those are things. People forget that tawassul is a fiqh question. It's not an aqidah question. It's not a belief, it's an action. That's why it's dealt with in Hajj. It's dealt with in Bab al-Hajj. It's not dealt with in the books of aqidah. It's actually dealt with in the books of fiqh. It's just some people have turned it into an aqidah question. But it's not. It's a question of action. It's a question of action. Is that clear?